Hello, my lovelies. This is going to be our weekly spiritual guidance. I apologize for the quality of the background in this video. It's like 80-something degrees in my house. Our air conditioner is broken and it is miserable hot outside. It's over 95 degrees today. So I have a fan going in the background, so I apologize. I'm going to be sitting a lot closer to the screen, so hopefully you can hear me over the fans. But this is going to be our spiritual guidance and advice for the week. Alright, so we're going to start with the Zodiac Moon. We're going to see what we need to know. What is the theme for our spiritual guidance and advice this week? Let's see what kind of messages are coming through. Alright, Moon in Taurus, 14, self-esteem. It's part of our personal growth. So this is indicating that we need to grow, that we need to transform something, that we might need to be working on our self-esteem, and that there's some little pearls of wisdom that could be coming to the surface. And so there's definitely some lessons that we need to learn. Part of that is appreciating ourselves and how far we've come, especially on our journey of self-growth. And this is another card that tells us that we need to value ourselves, that our self-esteem is very important, and that it's something that we can work on. So if we don't feel like we're enough somewhere in life, then we really do need to put our best foot forward and try and work on those things. Let's see what we have going on from our inner peace, finding our inner peace. What do we need to know for that? Namaste, bitches. The divine in me honors the divine in you. So namaste. Really that means like finding your peace, finding your zen, balance, all of those things. What else do we need to know? The power of meow, activate per mantra. So really kind of finding your inner peace, finding the quality of life, finding your zen, your center and balance. Let's see what we have from Wake Up Kick-Ass. What do we need to know from Wake Up and Kick-Ass? Be fabulous, darling, be extraordinary. So be you, be fabulous, be extraordinary, stand out, just honor who you actually are. I think that's part of your self-esteem lesson, is that maybe you've had to mask for a very long time and be, you know, what maybe society wanted you to be or what your family wanted you to be. And I think now's the time to just kind of step out of that box or that cage and just kind of be. Of course you can. Plot twist. So yes, you can. You can be exactly what you were created to be. You can definitely be somebody who is happy and successful and full of encouragement for others as well. All right, what do the angels need us to know? Thank you, angels. What messages do we need to know today? All right, sacred plan. I'm going to give you the book meaning out of this one because I want to get all of the message out because this is a very important card. All right, sacred plan. This card doesn't represent the plan that God has for your life, more the plan that comes to fruition based on your intentions and your highest good. You have been given the incredible gift of free will, and therefore your thoughts, deeds, actions, and intentions are in some way going out into the universe and curating the expectations, opportunities, and energies that are flowing in and out of your life. When this card appears, you are being encouraged to move into a state of surrender, where you can recognize that yes, your intentions have an impact on the creation of your life, but how those intentions unfold is not down to you, but it's in the hands of God. The divine plan is your intentions unfolding in a way that God, the universe, feels is for your growth and your highest good. Know that every experience that you have been through in your life has been a way marker on your journey towards growth and expansion, and your angels are acknowledging your growth now. If you are trying to force a plan into action, the angelic guidance is to back down and to trust in the greater good. Often when something isn't happening for us, we're frustrated, but that's only because we don't see that our perfect plan is unfolding. When your ideas and plans go wrong, trust that the universe has a greater plan for you, and that the greater plan is something that has already been chosen for you. It's more of accumulation. It hasn't already been chosen for you. It's more of a culmination of all of your life's intentions, prayers, and actions washing back towards you with opportunities and experiences. Call on your angels to light up the path ahead. You may feel that you are facing the unknown, but know that you are always guided and protected. So sometimes it's out of our hands. Sometimes I think it kind of needs to be out of our hands because we sometimes muck things up. So I do think that it's important that we trust that that the divine is always one step ahead, and it's always something that's going to be for our best possible outcome. So trust the sacred plan. All right, thank you, angels. Thank you, angels, but thank you, animals. What messages do we need going forward? I think the heat's fried my brain, guys. The deer, take note of the messages and whispers and secrets adrift on the breeze. So you could be seeing a deer in your everyday life. This is an indication that there's some sort of like talk or gossip around you, and that you might need to actually pay attention to a little bit of that. What is that old saying, that there's always a little bit of truth behind every sort of like fairy tale, fable, gossip? There's always a hint of truth there. So you may need to get to the bottom of that and kind of see, what is the truth? Is there actually some truth that's being spoken, or is it all nonsense, lies, and deceit? Only you're going to know that for sure, but you may have to investigate that. Let's see what we have going on from the star seeds. What messages do we need? Breath of the cosmos. My will to thy will. Micromanaging the universe. Again, this is telling us that we have to start trusting in the sacred plan. We have to trust the divine. There's some sort of lesson that's unfolding, and I feel like it more has to do with your self-esteem and your growth. We're in a retrograde cycle with Venus right now, so this may have to do with your value, seeing your worth, and trusting that wherever you are being led, there is a reason for it. And I feel like the divine is trying to open your eyes and make you see your worth, your true value. If you've been devalued by people in your life, if you've been somebody who's maybe a control freak, I'm always trying to like control everything in my environment because I don't like things to be erratic. I don't like surprises. I don't like things to kind of shock me. I've been through enough trauma in my life to know it really kind of stinks. And so I've always been the type of person where if I can control my own environment, there's less surprises, right? There's less shocks. There's less things that can cause problems. It has a negative effect as well. When you're constantly micromanaging everything in your life, it tends to create a lot of stress and turmoil inside of us. It's something that eventually we get so exhausted and so burnt out from having to control literally everything in our environment that we crash and we burn. And I've had a nervous breakdown before because of so much stress and so many things going on in my life that I was trying to control the outcome, that it literally blows up in your face and it causes a lot of damage internally. So that's something that you have to try and let go of. Sometimes we need to release that control and we need to give it back to the universe, give it back to God, our angels, and ask for help. And if you're somebody who likes to control everything, you may also be a person who doesn't like to ask for help. So that might be really important for you to really let go of these things so you don't burn yourself out, so that you're not in this constant state of worry, fear, and just pessimism all the way around. So it's something I'm working on too. All right, let's see what we have. How do we raise our vibration? It's okay to feel what you need to feel, no matter what that is. Whether it's sadness and pain, process through those emotions. If it's happiness and excitement, have a blast, do what you need to do. But don't let people tell you that your emotions aren't real, or that your emotions are inadequate, or that you don't measure up. It's part of your self-esteem journey, and that's what we're working towards, is completing that. See this from a higher perspective. That makes total sense. So if you're constantly trying to control the situation, it's because you fear the outcome. So it's definitely something that I think we can change, that we can process through these things, but we have to shift our perspective. And part of that is just realizing that, if this doesn't matter in the next 5 minutes, 5 hours, 5 days, 5 weeks, 5 months, 5 years, why are you worried about it? If it's something that's really incidental, it's something that won't really matter in the grand scheme of things, just let it go. See it from a higher perspective. Realize that this might not be worth investing the time and energy that you thought you needed to, that you might need to just let it go and let things be. All right, let's see what advice we have from the Ascended Masters. Lady Nadia, the Heart Awakening. Awaken to acceptance and divine love. Give and receive in balance. This is a beautiful message, so I want to give it to you from the book. All right, Lady Nadia, Heart Awakening. Awaken to acceptance and divine love. Give and receive in balance. Lady Nadia is said to be another incarnation of Mary Magdalene, but even if she is, the energies are slightly different. Lady Nadia is a mighty spiritual priestess of love who once existed in the land of Atlantis. She is the light force that helps us awaken our heart to the divine love that we deserve, the light keeper whose essence allows the light within our heart to expand, revealing a true, real, naked, and vulnerable aspect of our soul. She brings an opportunity to experience divine love, whether through a relationship, adventure, or experience. The cave of your heart is opening wide for you to experience divine love. You have an opportunity to overcome past pain, heartbreak, and letdowns. This is a wonderful time to cherish and love yourself, and then allow yourself to be cherished and loved by others. If you feel love revealing itself clearly to your heart, have courage and move into a state of trust. You are reminded that when true love is present, when divine love is present, there are no obstacles. You are reminded that when divine love is present, there are no obstacles to overcome, and it will be clear, pure, true, and real for you to experience. Your relationships are being brought into harmony on all levels of your life. Give and receive divine love with yourself and all of those around you. So this card's really telling us that we need to not only be able to give love freely and openly, that we also need to be open to receiving that love. It's divine love, so it's pure, it's not tainted, there's no ill intent, there's no maliciousness in there, that it's real, it's pure. It's the kind of love that you would get from an animal, a small child, or the divine. So those are things that we can work towards this week on trying to expand, our self-esteem and our growth and all of these things that might need a little bit of work. But the biggest obstacle that we might have is the control issues. So that's going to be something that we really do need to release, the control. Let's see what we have going on from the tarot. Make sure my deck's upright. It's been upside down the last couple of days. All right, what do we need to know for our spiritual guidance this week? Strength, yeah. So during a meditation that I did, a guided meditation a couple years ago with psychic medium James Von Prague, he's also a well-known author, I was fortunate enough to do a seminar with him, and I write about it in my book, Stepping Stones to Destiny. If you guys are curious, there's always a link in the description box. So finding your courage, that was something that was huge for me. That was the word that came through during this meditation, was courage. What does it mean to you? What does strength mean to you? Do you feel courageous like a mighty lion, or do you feel maybe a little bit less than mighty? Do you feel a little bit weak? Do you feel a little bit shot down? Do you feel inferior in some way? This is all part of our self-esteem, and realizing where our courage comes from is within, but it also comes from the divine. So we need to really channel that energy through. We need to have courage. We need to have patience. We need to have conviction. We need to be determined to be successful. All right, Knight of Coins. So this tells me that there could be a chance for some hard work to be put in, but also moving to greener pastures. So whether that's literal, that you're packing up and moving, or relocating somewhere, or whether this is like a job change that really helps to change things for the better. But some changes are definitely needed in this situation. They bring a lot of happiness though. So you're overcoming some sort of obstacle, your dreams are starting to be realized, and you start to find the pleasure in the small things in life again. 6 of Coins in reverse. So this tells me that somebody could be kind of abusing their power. There could be some scams, there could be a lot of greedy people around, or somebody is trying to extort you because they think you're gullible. So I really think you need to be careful in your love life especially, but also in your work life and your finances, that people aren't trying to take advantage of your good, kind nature, that you may need to be strong, that you may need to mount your defenses. And if things aren't working, then you need to make some changes, because you don't want to get swindled, you don't want to get scammed, you don't want people to take from you, especially if you've worked very hard for everything that you have and everything that you've tried to achieve. So be very careful of the company that you keep. And I think part of that is your self-esteem. If you don't feel valuable, you're going to attract a lot of negative attention. If you know what your worth is and you value yourself and that you are standing in your authenticity and your power, you're using your intellect, you're using your intuition, very few people are going to be able to pull one over on you because you're smarter than that. You see it for what it is a mile away. Maybe it takes you a little longer to really kind of check in with your higher self and your intuition and to figure out, hey, this isn't working for me. It's okay, as long as you eventually figure out the truth, right? You don't want to keep setting yourself up for any sort of failure. Somebody may be out to betray you, or maybe it's already happened. So I do think that this kind of has you hitting rock bottom. And so that's where the courage really comes in, that you need to kind of go through these things in order to get to where you're meant to be. So sever the ties if it's toxic. And as I say that, the devil, Capricorn energy. So letting go of toxicity. If something doesn't sit right with you, trust that instinct. Obviously, don't just go accusing people of horrible things without some sort of proof, but there could definitely be addictions, toxic relationships, codependency, feeling trapped, stuck, or bound, or there's something that has strings attached. And if that's not working for you, do something to change it. You need to stick up for yourself. You need to mount your defenses. You need to fight for what you want, for your beliefs, for your convictions, in order to actually get your happiness. There could be a lot of conflict around you this week. There could be some internal struggles, external struggles, rivalry, competition, clashing egos. Some of it's due to the astrological events that are going on, so that part will pass. Some of it is internal, and you're going to have to get to the bottom of what's causing that in order to heal it and go forward. You have a lot of options. You may have a lot of options spiritually. You may have a lot of options financially. You may have a lot of options in love. My advice is always choose wisely and make some sort of decision based in reality. Don't get suckered, don't get swindled, and definitely don't live in fantasy land. The Magician, Aries energy. So this tells us that we have the ability to create the life that we want. This is something that I feel like you could be manifesting using affirmations, or maybe you're just really setting your goals and your standards very high, and that you're ready to welcome in the things that you really want out of life. So don't give up on that. You could be having some sort of breakthrough because of manifesting or the power. It's some sort of originality that's coming to light. So be you. Everybody else is already taken. Don't be a copycat. Just be you. Be authentic. Be bold. And bold is what you'll have to be. The Emperor, also Aries energy. This is about making calculated risks, strategic moves, and bold action. It also symbolizes fatherhood, leadership, and bravery. So this person may be coming into your life that's very brave. This could be somebody who's your divine counterpart. And when I say divine counterpart, all that means is like your kingdom spouse, or a person who's meant to be in your life as your other half. So that's all that really means. So definitely something that I think you need to take some action somewhere. And I feel like there's lots of gossip that's going to come about. So kind of get to the bottom of it. We have the Deer about gossip and, secrets adrift on the breeze. So there could be a lot of talk. Somebody is definitely watching you. They're either trying to gather information, either to try and, be greedy and extort from you or scam you. Or this is somebody who's just a gossip and you don't want to keep looking over your shoulder. So you may have to really eliminate what it is that's going on. You're going to have to stick up for yourself in order to get to your happiness and where you really want to be. You need some balance in your life. This could also be a reconciliation for some. I feel like that's kind of going to be up to each individual person. Whatever the balance is that you need, this is like a good influence coming into your life. I do feel like it's divinely guided intervention. It's part of your sacred plan. The angels are trying to show you, if this isn't working, allow us to help you see a new path. Be open to that experience. There's some sort of growth or creativity that's opening up for you as well. Could be some sort of new beginning, could be a passionate new encounter with somebody, but this brings some sort of creativity, new beginning, and growth. And it does give you a reason to celebrate. So if you've been kind of down in the dumps and things haven't been going well, there's some good news that's coming. Some things are finally starting to turn around and you will get some sort of bounce, but I feel like it comes after a decision that you have to weigh carefully in order to really make that to go forward. Could be celebrating with friends, parties, some sort of good news, anniversaries, birthdays, things like that, but actually celebrating. Your final card, the Four of Swords in reverse. We don't like it in reverse. It tells us that we've gone past the point of burnout, that we're trying to heal now, that our strength is coming to the surface and we are truly awakening. So this is something that I feel like we really need to work on this week. That I feel like this is the plot twist. This is the chance for us to really change things that don't work in our life and really go towards the life that we want. Remember that your thoughts create things. So as you speak it, you are creating. So keep them positive. Don't use negative self-talk. Don't kind of put yourself down. Don't doubt your abilities. If you can dream it, you can come up with some sort of way to actually create it into your reality. So I do think that we have a lot of lessons to learn. I think the biggest one being that we need to value ourselves, that our self-esteem really does need to be raised, and we need to realize our worth and our value, even if you feel like others don't see that. Maybe you take a few minutes every day and you say some positive affirmations in the mirror until you really believe it. You know, whatever those might be for you, that's something that you can work on, and it only takes a few minutes out of your day. I think we really need to start kind of letting go of all of the to-do list, whether that's mentally or not, and really kind of just sometimes we have to let things flow. We have to stop trying to micromanage every little detail of our day. So see it from a higher perspective and realize that we have angelic assistance, we have spirit, we have source, we have our spirit team, our guides to fall back on if we need some support. So ask. We're here with free will. We do have to ask. But opening our heart is going to be a big one for us this week. Especially, I feel like if you've been hurt in the past, if there's been a lot of pain, a lot of conflict in relationships, that you may be closed off to love. You may be closed off to getting hurt again. You're tired of the cycle, right? So you just want to close down. That doesn't work long term. We're here to be in partnerships, in fellowship, in communities, friendships, love relationships, and they all teach us something about ourselves. Some of them are good, some of them are bad, but every single one will teach you something about who you are and who you're meant to be, what you want, what you don't want, so that you can go forward in a new direction if it doesn't work. So the biggest thing I feel like we need to work on is healing. That if things aren't working right, that we take the time we need out of our day so that we can focus on ourselves and what we need to heal. Whether that's physical things, mental things, spiritual things, emotional things, that we take the time for ourselves needed to heal. That's what I have for your weekly spiritual guidance. I hope something resonates. If you're not already subscribed, feel free to do so. Like, comment, and share. It's always appreciated, and we'll see you soon.